Well, I am a IT infrastructure architect, so I work in many applications for the city for many different departments, doing many different tasks and asks. And so Verify just happened to be one for our phone system, that many of our departments use for their call centers and for just tracking historical data.
How large is your deployment?
Right now, we're sitting at about 45 agents that can be
Wow.
possibly logged in at any time, and they usually get to a mixture of about 30 all at once on a good full day when
Yeah.
everybody's on site and active. We
Mm.
have, I'd say, up to 9 to 10 queues now for just different reasons. We have six main departments, and that actually goes anywhere from court over at our police department, UB for water billing,
Mhm.
and our public works department, which is another one of our big one with a lot of calls in about road conditions and sidewalks.
How did you hear about Verify? Did you use Verify in the past, or how'd you hear about us?
I think it came a suggestion from one of our vendors that we work with closely, often at SQL Data.
Mm.
I think that's how that came across. Basically, my boss, Daniel McGinnis, I think, pushed the name forward to me. And then I looked at it and they were just like, all right, yeah, this looks great. This looks like it's very easy and simple to set up. And man, I cannot remember having any problems setting it up, which is lovely because if I can't remember setting it up, then it must have been easy, painful, and just quick and done. So to me, it's just always been there for us, available, and man, I know our staff loves the reporting and the dashboarding that they get from it, how it's easy to see and use. So that's as far back as I can remember how we heard about Verify, as I think it just came from word of mouth.
What prompted you, for a need for a solution like Verify? What problems did you have? Any challenges you're trying to solve?
Yeah, absolutely. The challenges we ran into was just cutting through raw data exports from call logs, right?
Mm.
Getting on our Cisco cubes or voice gateways, we could see the history that was there for all of our calling, but it was painful for anybody to understand and realize how that call logging read out just
Yeah.
in normal human basic English terms for everybody, right? So when we got Verify, it was very easy for me to train staff on when I'd give them a report that was cut format or when they ran their own, that they would be able to know and realize how a call flows through. Like they could
Mhm.
be trained on just when you put a phone number in, you can see that this is where it came in and this is where it went through, and they were able to just track very easily instead of just getting so frustrated trying to track something they just didn't. So that was great.
Love to hear that. Did you do a proof of concept, and how was that experience?
Like we like to do at Pearland, we see a thing we like, we get it, and we just go. I don't think we did any kind of eval of
Yeah.
any sort. I
Love
just remember just like, hey, look at this, and I was like, hey, looks clean, looks the UI looks intuitive and nice, so let's just go with that. And we pulled the
it. Nice.
trigger, we went for it. It everything hooked up very cleanly, and I
Wow.
just remember just going from there.
On the Webex Contact Center front, did you participate in our early access program?
Yes, we did do the Webex
Oh,
Contact Center early access, and that was
okay.
also pretty easy for an early access to get hooked in.
Yep.
And then I got all the information I need without too much trouble, really, if I can remember
Are
any.
you coming from CCX to Webex Contact Center?
Yes, we went through the whole UCM suite. So I
Gotcha.
migrated everything over from an on-prem environment. You're talking UCCX Finesse,
Wow.
uh,
Yeah.
CUCM, yeah, Unity, Expressways. Pretty much had the whole thing. Doing this WebEx migration up to the cloud, we tore all that down now, and we live up there.
Yeah.
I was the sole person doing it, and so it took
Wow.
about 8 months, maybe about a year, a little over a year of planning. But then when it came down to it, it was mostly about 8 months. But if I had to do it all again, it wouldn't be as long. Just it really came down to just making sure everything was aligned licensing wise.
Yeah.
Annual renewals hit, some of those things slowed things down, but the act of doing it was rather quick.
What was your experience with the deployment process?
Bad. It was quick, clean, and easy, and it was wonderful. Y'all have a great support team and staff, and just being able to quickly jump on a WebEx or a remote session and just pound it
Wow.
out together just in the matter of minutes almost. It was just
Yeah.
shocking, and it's great. And then I really do wish that there was a lot more companies that had staff like y'all do, because you're just fantastic to work with when I get on a call.
What influenced you to kind of just your gut choice to go with Verify?
I'll be honest, we didn't even really get to looking at competitors because we liked what we saw right
Wow,
off the bat. So it kind of
that's
stopped our
cool.
searching in the tracks.
Wow.
I would, and I haven't had the need to go looking elsewhere either because y'all are taking care of every single request that I have so far, and you're open to ideas, and that's
Yeah.
fantastic too. I like to think that Pearland, myself, and our IT department is always thinking ahead, and it's great to have a vendor like yourself, a Verify, to work with to be able to push that line forward and come up with new, interesting, and fun ideas.
So, any immediate impacts or benefits?
Absolutely, and that's really on the dashboarding.
Hmm.
So our internal staff and supervisors that visibility to see their call queues and their agents that are logged in and what those agents are doing just through their statuses
Hmm.
was paramount for them. I know once we got a TV set up and we got the dashboard shown on there, they instantly were able to see that they had a lot of agents that were taking a lot of time in between calls, and they were able to see that information and then try and correct it and stay on top of it. Then everybody too, just not just the supervisors, but also the agents were able to see those TVs and just see like, oh, we got a notification alert. They heard the sound, right? Because it plays the sound, and they're just like, oh, we got people in our queue, and then it would allow some staff that were usually backup staff to go ahead and hop on and help instead of waiting for like an email or someone else to poke like, hey, we need help, please come in, get on the system and help
Yeah.
us out. So I day one, I think as soon as I gave them those dashboards, they were just like, whoa, this is live, like this is real time right now. I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
what you're seeing right now. And they're
Wow.
just like, oh, we need to get on this. And I was like, all right, good luck.
What would you recommend about Verify with your peers within, voice within the Cisco community?
My recommendation is definitely you've got to give this a try. I mean, jump in on that trial. You're going to like what you see, and you're going to like how easy it is to just plug in and go. You're not going to have to worry about it. I've worked with other reporting systems, even Webex's internal one. It's just a little convoluted and it can get complicated and frustrating to use. But I know ever since we picked up Verify and I use that for my reporting, I
Yeah.
can easily get through the information I need and see it quickly without being frustrated. And that's what's fantastic and helps me move on with my day to something else that I need to do.
That's really great to hear, Kellen. Appreciate it. Another success story, Webex Contact Center. Again, thank you, Kellen, for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. And I appreciate Verify for everything it's been able to do for us. Y'all are just amazing to work with.